Welcome back to episode 28, part 2 now. Thanks so much for Chantal coming along on part 1. A really important discussion that we've been wanting to have for a little while. So really appreciate her coming on and putting her views across. And she's very, very good at it.
Yeah, she really was.
Yeah, wasn't she?
But we have more news to discuss.
Yeah, we have. So part 2 now.
Oh, it's been a heavy one.
I think because we didn't record on Monday and I had a load of stuff saved up and you had stuff saved up and it's kind of bottlenecked into 2 parts now. So lucky people will get 2 half episodes. So do you want to kick off part 2?
Yeah. So, I'll do my 2 things. I'll do my first thing. And then my last thing can be at the end because it all sort of feeds into itself.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the story involving Maccabi Tel Aviv Football Club. Because last week, West Midlands Police announced that they would not be allowing Aston Villa to host away supporters because they could not guarantee the safety of all the crowds because of, political tensions and stuff, because Maccabi Tel Aviv obviously are from Israel. Further to that, the government stood up and disagreed that hooliganism bad, which has been the case for my life, and we can all see why hooliganism bad. But apparently hooliganism not bad if done by said people. Sorry. It's very confusing. Because everyone's calling the Maccabi Tel Aviv supporters Jews, not me, online. Now, many politicians have stood up and said conflating Israelis with Jews is anti-Semitic. So I'm still very confused over how calling everybody at Maccabi Tel Aviv Jewish isn't anti-Semitic, because what's the diff?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what's happening. So super confusing. Hooliganism not bad, and all Maccabi Tel Aviv supporters are Jewish.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
No.
And for some reason, the government went balls to the wall to try and override the police's decision because everybody should be able to enjoy football or some nonsense. Even though they're the ones driving the hot button issue. So it did appear very much like the government were trying to make it some sort of false flag nonsense where trouble would ensue and they would then go, ooh, no, we can't have protesting anymore, you're all banned. That's what it looked like. And then Tommy Robinson, who's currently on his... on his state...
Inverted commas.
To Israel.
Yeah.
Oh, that was difficult to say. He announced that he'd have a rally for the game.
Yes.
Which everyone thought was a smashing idea.
Whilst in a Maccabi
whilst wearing his Maccabi top. Yeah. Obviously an away game rally.
Yeah.
Go figure. Which then concluded the Maccabi Tel Aviv club announced they wouldn't allow their supporters to travel because of risk of trouble because of Tommy Ten Names. You could not make this shit up.
It's absolutely mad.
I don't know what's going on because all the men I've spoken to who I'm friendly with and said, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Some of them turned around and went, oh, it's racist. What? Well, it's racist. It's anti-Semitic. How the fuck do you conflate football hooliganism and ultras with religion, please?
I know.
Riddle me that. And they couldn't, and they can't, and they won't, and there'll be no need now, because somehow Israel became the reasonable ones.
Yeah, kind of. Both kind of happened parallel lines met in the middle. I know, but...
I suspect they realised that they were being used for political ends.
Well, certainly by Tommy Robinson.
And it wouldn't have never reflected well on them because they're nuts.
Yeah. But I haven't seen the government backtrack, but I certainly saw Sky News yesterday backtrack. I think Jane Secker came out and put a...
What we meant to say was...
Yeah. Oh, actually, when we said it was down to, like, anti-Semitism, what we actually should have said was West Midlands Police made a decision based on safety. hell, which was what the whole thing was based on all along, and then got completely.
And do you know what happens when you spend 14 years cutting the numbers of police?
Well, yeah.
Things get less safe.
I know. It's mad. But yeah.
And also, sorry.
Go on.
It was slated to cost about £6 million. Meanwhile, striking bin workers are having £8,000 a year taken off them in their salary.
I know.
What?
Yeah, the Birmingham bin man. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Crazy.
No.
Yeah, I wrote about it when it first came out, and I said Keir Starmer's effectively putting himself, he's effectively vouching for football hooligans, saying, I'm going to say that nothing bad will happen when it first came out. I was like, that seems like a risky choice to make from the Prime Minister.
He's putting his own head on the block. Like,
yeah, exactly what he was doing. He was like, I vouch for these fellas. Don't worry, they're all great chaps.
Are you well?
Like, what are you doing? These are football hooligans. And obviously not all Maccabi Tel Aviv fans are hooligans. Same as not all Millwall fans are hooligans, or Portsmouth fans, or wherever you want. But within every football club, there's a small group.
There's a gang of dickheads.
Of course. Exactly. I was going to say ultras, but a gang of dickheads is better. Yeah, there is. And they're the ones that are causing trouble and bring the clubs into bad name. We've been through it all in the 1970s and the 1980s, and it sort of slowly crept back.
The 90s and 2 years ago. And
well, I used to live in New Cross, not very far from the Millwall football ground, and I saw some stuff. But this was in the late 90s, early 2000s. But yeah, it was just an odd political choice, I thought, for Starmer. Like, what was he doing, thinking that he could put his head up on the block for these people? Such a risk. Like, but luckily for Starmer, I think in this case, it's been called off from various people, and particularly from the Maccabi club itself. So
yeah, I mean, it's the best possible outcome for them, really.
Yeah, definitely.
The government.
Yeah, for
that
Starmer
would not have gone well, especially with the Tommy rally. Can you imagine?
I know. So I said in my post on X, I was like, well, what are you going to cover the cost of like damages when it all kicks off? Because invariably 100% will kick off. Especially now that you've put this out there, it's just going to attract every single dickhead in football is going to be at that ground at that day at that time. If you don't, Yeah.
And do you know what? It's with the best will in the world. It's not about just protecting Muslim people, because Birmingham is so bloody multicultural. The majority religion is 34% Christian.
Yeah,
but it's awful. There's so many ethnicities. It's an absolute melting pot. It's fabulous. But anyone you walk past in the street could technically be a Muslim or any other fucking religion, because that's how it works.
Of course.
But to these people, if your melanin is over, it's that Peter Griffin card, isn't it? If your melanin's over a certain level, you're going to be a target regardless.
Exactly. It is painting a target on all kind of...
they can't fly into Birmingham, so they're going to have to land in London.
Yeah, travel. Yeah.
They can't. It's not like they can collect them all at Birmingham Airport and bring them in and then bring them out. They can't, because they've got to go via Luton or Heathrow or wherever. Not many places fly to Tel Aviv these days. Funny.
Ask Tommy Robinson about that. I think, wasn't that other right-wing lunatic Liam Tufts in Israel as well this week? As far as I can tell.
They never go anywhere without each other, do they? It's pathetic.
Bezzies.
But I tell you, do you know who's right? Oh, God, I'm so old. There's a pop person.
A pop person?
Who I don't know very well.
Right.
I'm so old. Azalea, what's it?
Azalea Banks.
From America. She's a rapper.
Yeah.
She's over there. She's been over there with Tommy Robinson.
Oh, was she?
Not necessarily this time, but like not long. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Like, she's tweeted about it and everything, but apparently she's a Jewish black lady, but she's been very Ziotastic until she actually went to Israel. And now,
changed her mind
so
a bit.
Much. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's funny that.
Because she's attracted, and this might surprise you, Don, she's attracted an awful lot of racism over in Israel.
Oh, what a surprise, yeah.
I know.
Utterly shocked by that.
So, yeah. But I just thought I thought it was odd that had happened and he hadn't wanged on about it, given that she's got a big following. Not that I know about it because I'm old, but you know. So yeah, that happened.
Cool.
And thank God it's concluded.
Well, yeah, that's it. Starmer got lucky. I think that's the end of that one, isn't it? He lucked out.
Oh no. Oh, fuck a doodle do. What was the topic?
I don't know. Lost it there. Right, what was your other...
Starmer. Oh, no, do you know what I was going to mention that I haven't actually written down, so sorry about this. Just as an aside, because I think it's worth keeping a tab on because, you know, he's fucking Megamind, isn't he? Cummings came out the other day and said that he predicted that within, I can't remember the time frame, but it was definitely within 12 months, Starmer would lose his seat to either Angela Rayner or another person who is equally nuts. Oh God, that's going to annoy me now. But he's come out with this mad prediction.
Right. I'll find it.
But it was somebody equally unlikely.
Right.
And I thought, what? Are you well?
Well, he's not.
I mean, but the gymnastics that would have to happen for his prediction to come true.
Yeah.
Is food for thought. Because, you know, he has information we do not. I think it's probably fair to say, as nuts as he is.
Very true. I'm just having a quick scroll.
Unless he's heard that McSweeney's had enough of Starmer.
Oh.
Or thinks...
Here it is. And it was Dr. J. Watts, friend of the pod. Oh, God, Dominic Cummings has just predicted that Ed Miliband or Angela Rayner will be Labour PM within the year.
I mean, I'd be happier with either of them.
I'd take either of those happily.
That was my point. It was like, of all the least unlikely people for you to choose.
I'd absolutely be behind Ed or Angela as Labour leader / PM at any point.
Yeah.
Those two. Definitely.
But also, he's mental.
Yeah. But that's the same as like Andrew Neil continually saying that the economy's crashing and like Mike Graham.
I don't think
when
Andrew...
he used to have a job. Sorry, go on.
No, I just don't think Andrew Neil's got any need, whereas Cummings has never proven himself in a way that he wanted to be proven, whereas Neil's done it, made it, got it. Yeah. He's basically like a mini Murdoch, isn't he?
He is.
But, you know, we do know Cummings and McSweeney have a relationship, so there's that.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, they are one and the same.
Yeah, effectively. Same person, yeah. As we have mentioned
that was worth keeping a tab on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to book that mark. Book that mark? Wow.
Bookmark that.
Yeah,
right, Yoda.
Right. Oh, dear. I've been watching Andor the last week. I'm like, that's not... But that doesn't have Yoda in it. Anyway.
Okay.
TV recommendation, though. One of the best of the Star Wars series is...
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. I love Star Wars. Anyway, moving away from Star Wars and then back into the world of... What have you got?
China! I don't know why I said it like that, sorry. Yeah, oh God, no. Yeah, I've just realised why I did say it like that. Anyway. Shut up. So, as we say most weeks on this pod, or I do, everything's connected.
Yeah.
Because it is. And further to my report last week on the Chinese spy issue, a little bit of further information. On the China case, the CPS could not continue with the case until or unless the UK government officially deemed China a massive national threat to security.
Yeah,
national security threat.
If they called them an enemy or something, wasn't it the terminology they had to use?
There had to be a terminology.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And the Tories kicked the can down the road repeatedly on this because they didn't want to have to do it. So they didn't. And that's why they failed. So they have no legs to stand on. They can get back in the fucking wash.
Again.
Labour then come along. They have to wait, to the best of my knowledge, they have to wait for, hang on, what are we talking about, China? MI6's annual report. So that they can take advice and then
like the threat
they
advice,
can label China And the case, it appeared, was dropped about a week before their report came out, calling China a massive threat to national security. But the government, I believe, still haven't officially. So the case would still be dropped. So they're all massive shithouses because they're desperate for investment.
Well, yeah.
That's that. However, because everything is linked, this week we've had... Do you know what? It's been a good news week. I'm going to call it. It's our first pod where I'm going to call it a good news week. And I'll finish off at the end with that.
Let's wait and see what happens in Caerphilly overnight. Sorry. Yeah.
Former Prince Sweaty Nonce. Or the Prince formerly known as Sweaty... No, the Sweaty Nonce formerly known as Prince Sweaty Nonce.
That's his official title now. Right?
Yeah. Well, not anymore. It's not. He's relinquished all his titles possible. Yeah. The titles he does retain have to be legally taken away from him. It's not down to him to just resign. So there's things going on behind the scenes to make that happen because he's just detestable, as we all know. And people just want him fired into space, not living rent free at the taxpayers. Cost.
On the Windsor estate. Yeah.
On the Windsor estate, while befriending Chinese spies who have been found to be his best friend.
Yeah, bit weird.
What a web we weave. What a web. What a web we weave. So, he's officially being booted out of public life and, hopefully never to be seen again.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So that's nice. But everything's connected. Oh, and the Royal Mint building was bought by the Chinese 4 years ago. And they have been repeatedly putting in planning applications to modernise it. But I don't know if it was you told me or Paul last week. Part of the plans are redacted for the basement for security reasons. And they want the British people to go, it's fine, don't worry, we don't need to see that.
Yeah.
And again, the government keep kicking the can down the road and they won't give them the jobby what's it. They shouldn't have given them the building.
No. Yeah, we briefly mentioned
I don't know what's going to happen with that, but that's causing bigger problems with China than anything at the minute. They just want their super embassy built and they don't give a shit.
But they want to have their little secret basement that nobody knows about.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
So yeah, apart from my good news, big up at the end, I'm done.
Cool. Okay, I got two little things. One is I've been pointing out bots on X recently. I wrote a post last week about. Let me just find it. Bear with. Here it is. I said last week, has anyone else noticed that the reform bots come alive after 2 p.m. UK time? I said it's almost as if they're in another country. Which is
almost.
As I pointed it out, loads of people said, "Oh yeah, I have no, it's not." It appears that is actually the case. But what I found funny was, Narinda said to me, I'm just looking at the post. Yeah, she said, "Oh yes," just said exactly the same thing, 3 p.m. and then boom. But it brought out, ironically, all the bots under that post. I mean, it's had a lot, 150,000 views and a lot of replies. A lot of people saying, well, they reform people go to work. So I was like, what till 2? Oh no, we all.
What do you mean reform people go to work? What a
That's what I
load
got
of shit.
So many times.
Have you got a source for that? Oh my fucking shitcakes. Joblessness isn't, I can't. They're just so dim.
Well, here's just one example. This guy seems to be appearing on my feed a lot. TC, the legend, he says, maybe we are at work, Don, and maybe you should do something productive. Like, well, one, you're admitting that you're a bot for a start, or a troll, and they're all anonymous accounts. But I just found that amusing because it triggers the bots. If you talk about the bots, they'll come. They will come. And that happened to me. It happened to me today. So I saw a post from an account called Pippa B. on Twitter, and I've seen her pop up quite a lot, and she's always posting far right. Whatever the far right talking point of the day is, she's there amplifying it. And I quoted her. She put a post out, when was it? Yesterday, yeah. And it was, here's what would happen if the UK deported every illegal migrant, and it was said 1 million new jobs would come up, cutting employment by at least 3%. And then a load of other nonsense made up figures. And I just said, this is just garbage. It's just nonsense. They're making figures up. But let's just see what accurately is. It's had, her post, 2.3 million views on it. So, and I just said this morning, I quoted it and I put, this account as a prime example of foreign influence that's being pumped into our country in order to disrupt. So Pippa B isn't a real person. It's a bought and paid for troll bot account, whichever. And it's an AI generated photo. So.
Is it though?
Wow. Funny you should ask that. I got a message on Twitter from a person who I will put a post out about tomorrow, but not just now, who said to me that I know for a fact that that photo is of my ex-girlfriend's sister. And I was like, oh, really? Interesting. And he said, yeah, it's definitely not the person that's on that Twitter account. I said, have you got any proof or, screenshots or anything that you could send me? I said, you can redact the names or whatever. And he said, no, sure. So he sent me a Facebook profile and a LinkedIn profile of the person whose photograph Pippa B on X is actually using. So I know for a fact that Pippa B is a fake account. And Pippa B, the troll account, replied to me earlier. Let me just find the bookmark.
The absolute shithouses, Mum.
Isn't it? And it says, the account replied to me and said, let's have a bet, Don McGowan, as much as you wish, that I'm from London. Ha ha, laughing emoji. I said, is that your real picture? No reply. And that was 7 hours ago. So there's just paid disruption going on all the time. And it's just such a obvious thing to some, but lots of people are being dragged into it and believing these fake posts to be real, and the made up figures they put out about illegal immigrants in their words. I don't know. I just find it really difficult. And I just said, I think there's lots of things that governments should be working on, but I think that should be a priority, tackling online misinformation. Well, the fact that it isn't
scares the shit out of me, as you know.
Exactly.
Because they're, it's not, oh God, it's all so terrible.
I know.
It's subverting democracy and nobody gives a shit.
Exactly. That's it. It's just willful disinformation and disinformation. So the misinformation is when someone puts out misleading facts, but by accident. Disinformation is when they do it on purpose. So it is disinformation. It's propaganda. It's, it would be subversion, spying effectively. It would have been in World War II or something. These people that would have done things like this would have been done for treason in the olden days. But it's part of our daily life, and it's very, very dark.
I experienced it on the other day on Facebook. I tried really, really, really hard not to put out misinformation, but it's very difficult in this day and age. And you do,
hard. Sometimes.
Occasionally I will delete the odd tweet if I've sort of jumped the gun.
Same. Of course.
But I went on Facebook the other day and accidentally, genuinely gave out misinformation. That triggered the shit out of the racists. And then I was like, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. I didn't do it knowingly and willingly because they came back at me and I went, oh, better check that. And I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm not going to go back because fuck them. All things, being equal, it's not a problem. I don't care. They can just be angry. But that's the difference between people, isn't it? The likes of you and I, it doesn't sit easy that we've put out misinformation. But for them, it's fun and games.
Yeah.
And I can't, I just don't, they don't.
It's just something.
I wish they had the comprehension to understand the damage they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. But
they don't.
The people behind these accounts, that's their aim, though.
Oh, yeah, they do. They're
disruptors. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that needs more work like urgently from the government, and it has to be looked at. I mean, this is Lisa and Andy's brief, but I think probably.
But she's done fuck all, that evil little goblin.
Yeah, she was one
Can't
part.
Stick her. She lied in Parliament this week. Willfully lied
about Maccabi Tel Aviv. That one, or
yes,
yeah, she did.
Yes,
she did.
And like a very, very easily demonstrable lie.
Yeah, because loads of people put out clips underneath her this week about her standing up against Israel from the opposition benches when she was there. Yeah, someone said what's gone wrong with Lisa and Andy, and it's just the sort of power. Oh, I've forgotten the quote.
Well, she's borderline landed gentry.
Is she?
Borderline. Yeah, she was born into money.
Oh, is she?
Even in Wigan. There is. I was going to say
she plays up the Wigan thing quite a lot.
Yeah. You go and ask a Wiganer what they think of Lisa and Andy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. She's often on LBC talking about, Nick Ferrari has her on a lot, actually, or used to anyway. Oh, yeah.
I think she puts on a speech impediment because it takes away from her being posh.
Oh, I didn't know that at all. That's really
I don't know. I could be being very, very cynical and mean, but she's not a very nice person, so I don't care.
No, transpires she is not. But that doesn't give me hope that the kind of social media disinformation shit is under her watching brief. And
oh no, she needs to go. But
yeah. So yeah,
you know, I'd love an update report from her last 12 months in government. Oh, it's raining. The cat's also a weather bell.
Oh right, right. I've got last thing.
Anywho,
and I'm going to have a little bit of a self-congratulatory. Oh, I can't even say that at this time of the day. Self-congratulatory.
Yeah.
Post.
Did it?
It's about Katie Lam.
Announcement.
I don't know. Whatever.
It's a big old "I told you so" Don.
It is, but it's we've got a few of these, and I said to you in the week, I think I'll get a highlight next week when I'm back from being away. I'll get a highlight reel of things that we've predicted that have come true, because I think we've nailed quite a few things between us over the last few months, and this is one of them. And it just stemmed out of a Times article last Sunday Times, about Katie Lam, the Conservative MP for the Weald of Kent. And if you've listened to us for a while, you will have heard us mention her a couple of times, and I did a bit of a deep dive on her. I think it was in August. But I put out then that I thought she's the dark horse in the upcoming Tory leadership contest whenever it happens. And it turns out, yeah, it looks like it. There was a big kind of puff piece about her in the Sunday Times, and she's been now labelled as the dark horse to take over for the right of the Conservative Party, because she's doing what Robert Jenrick's doing, being anti-immigration, borderline xenophobic, but with a female face on it. An air
of Thatcher.
Yeah, absolutely has an air of Thatcher. And I just think she's got where is it? Here it is.
Oh,
yeah. I just think
she's. Fuck me.
Oh, here's my show notes. Yeah. So in her interview with the Times, she said that once her mass deportation plan had taken place, it would leave a mostly, but not entirely culturally coherent group of people. Bing, 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 fucking massive red lights, alarms, dog whistles, everything else you could throw at it. And rightly, that was picked up by a lot of people in the news and social media as basically being, I don't know, generic on steroids. And, it's racist. It is racist.
She's got full pow.
She's basically, yeah, exactly. She's basically saying she just wants white people in Britain, but in a kind of posh girl way of, language.
Again, the news agents said she was worse than Enoch Powell.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been listening to a podcast about Enoch Powell last week. He was pretty rough. But yeah, I mean, if they're saying that, I'll take their word for it. But You know, she stood up in Parliament in May, I think it was, when we first mentioned her, and she said that you're more likely to be raped in the United Kingdom by an Afghan man than you are a white man, which is obviously
categorically untrue,
palpable fucking racist bullshit.
Nonsense.
And that's when I piped, she set sort of alarms off, and I went off and had a look at her. And when we talked about her in August, and I said that she'd been to the Franco-British Colloque, which is a big high-level business meeting, and she at that point had been an MP for less than 6 months.
Groomed to fuck.
I was like, that doesn't seem right, but these people have got the money. And then bit by bit, she's been drip-fed, and now, I think I was right. I think the Times confirmed it at the weekend. She's the one to watch now for the Tory party. So
you nailed it, kidder. Well done.
Yeah, I think so. But I think, as I said before, it's, we've done this a few months now, and I think there's quite a lot of things we could put forward as having predicted correctly. So I will get a highlights clip out when I get some time next week. But I don't take any pleasure in it, because she seems to be, in my opinion, fucking terrible.
But you know what? This is the annoyance, because the bots and what have you and all the rage baiters are getting stack loads of numbers because they're making noise, even though it's toxic noise.
Yeah.
We're sat here trying to iron out the truth and the rights and wrongs, and we're struggling.
Yeah, definitely.
The world is backwards.
Yeah, it is. I've said it a few times. We're everything's upside down.
But that's, if it wasn't, we wouldn't have started doing this, would we? So,
No, it's very true. Very true. So, so that's all I wanted to finish on with my stuff this week. I'm just going to give myself a little pat on the back for that.
Well done, you.
I'll take
Very proud.
Yeah.
Perpetually proud, because you're smashing it every week.
Thanks.
I just wanted to finish on a little, well, do you know what? An upbeat story is probably not the right way of putting it. Now I've lost it. Was it gone? That's Carol Cadwallader. I'm not looking for her. Yeah, no, we do bring good news, good tidings of almost tides turning. It's kind of what it feels like, because there it is. For those who might not be abreast, there is, let's call him a shock jock called Mike Graham, who's on Talk TV. He's a galloping gobshite.
He was.
And on Sunday, he put a post up on Facebook that was a picture of the behind of the Winston Churchill statue. There we go.
That's the one.
And I have no idea what the context of this photograph is, because it's just the back end of the Winston Churchill statue with Big Ben.
Yeah.
Next to a picture of a tube with various people on it. And then put compare and contrast. Tell me we're not fucked. Oh, it's been cropped off. Tell me we're not fucked up. Multicultural bollocks. Why are we surrounded with non-white people? Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoops.
And weirdly, there was a Ferrari.
Yes. Funny enough.
And then several hours later, possibly even the next day, Mike tweets. He says, on Sunday night, my Facebook was accessed and a vile message was posted on my page without my knowledge. It contained words that I would never write and an opinion I don't share. Well, you made that clear for your whole career.
Bullshit. Yeah.
As soon as I found out, I immediately deleted the post and have taken steps to ensure my cybersecurity is enhanced so that fat piss blokes can't get on it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I am mortified that such a post could have gone out in my name, and I'm now attempting to find out how it could have happened, because you got pissed.
Hammered. Drunk.
I am equally very sorry for any distress it has caused to anyone. And Talk TV said, "You're sacked."
Yeah. Bye.
And stuff like that hasn't happened in quite a while. Normally, they get away with it for ages and ages, and then eventually they get sacked.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got that. We've got Concrete Farming Mike in the bin, which is fabulous. We've had No Kings protest, as talked about last week, was the biggest protest in American history, and that is not nothing. That's fucking massive. 1,600 cities, and they've revised it to about 8 million people. and that's just the second one.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling quite hopeful this week. Oh, and also, we've barely heard shit from Reform for another week running. So frankly, I think this might be the most upbeat, positive pod week we've had so far.
Yeah.
And 28 happens to be my lucky number. So there we go.
Does it? Okay, good.
Please like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. Why not? Let's finish there, because it's, brilliant things to finish on. And yeah, the No Kings is a potential turning point against the fascist uprising in America. So
the biggest in American history, and there's been very, very little coverage from what I've seen.
Yeah, there's been absolutely nothing in this country, particularly. Nothing.
They're going to have to start covering it soon.
Yeah, you'd think so.
You can't ignore that.
I know.
And I'm not even going to talk about his response, because he's not worth fucking oxygen, to be honest.
Who? Graham?
Trump. His stupid
Trump.
AI. Oh. No, Trump's response to the Kings. It was just
no.
They can't be asked.
No. So, he's busy tearing down the White House at the moment to put up a golden ballroom.
State of it, man.
Yes, I know.
I mean, I know things look worse before they get better, but we all know that place is not going to look better than what it did before.
Unlikely.
It's going to look awful.
Yeah. But let's finish on a positive note. No Kings could be the turning point that we're looking for. That could.
We need to adopt it here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But like George Floyd happened and Black Lives Matter happened in America first. It took off there and then it came here. And yeah, let's hopefully the same thing happens.
And we've got a king, so
Yeah, but we can still, the sentiment of the anti-far right and the anti-fascist sort of feeling behind it. That's what we need. So yeah, let's hope it moves forward in America. Everything crossed.
Yes.
And on that note.
So, I know, on a happy note, please like, share and subscribe. I know I've just said it, but still.
Yeah, no, please do. Also, the other thing on that note is if anyone fancies giving us a review on any of your podcast apps or YouTube or Spotify or whatever, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, anywhere you listen or watch, that really helps boost us up the algorithm and gets us gets us out there and seen a bit more as well. So a lovely review would be nice. And the other thing I was thinking,
just weigh in with your opinion in the comments.
Well,
tell us what you think. Do you disagree?
This is what I was going to say.
I was going to say to disagree with us.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, Dave, my mate, said we need people. But no, I was thinking about it in the week. We should try and encourage people to send us emails. We've got an email address, and people could just send us some emails, and then we could talk about them on the pod as well. You read them out, whether they're contrary to our opinions or not. It would be nice to hear from people. So if you want to drop us an email, it's noholdsbarredpod@proton.me. Send them in. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
And then next week I'm going to be sat here with an email saying, "Shut up, you fat lefty bitch."
Yeah. Yes, we won't read out any abusive bollocks that you send, because I've
unless they're really funny.
Oh yeah, true. I've got a few in my. I got one in my personal email the other day, so I'm keeping them, and I'm going to make a collage out of them at some point and put them up on Twitter. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to hear from people if you fancy joining in and dropping us an email. But yeah.
Or if you want to come in and chat to us about anything, let us know.
Drop us in a message or an email, and we'll get in touch. Cool.
Meanwhile, someone's got editing to do.
I have got editing to do because I'm going away tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So I've got to crack on. I'm going to go and get a glass of wine and get some editing done.
You do that.
Right, cool. On that note, we shall see you next week. Have a great weekend, and bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.